I'm going to tell you about one of the most cursed houses in my country. And trust me, this isn't just some campfire story. This one is real. This one is Amityville. So picture this: a quiet street in New York, nice neighborhood, trees, lawns, normal families, and then 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville. From the outside, it looks like a regular big family home. White house, windows like eyes, nothing special. But inside that house, something went very, very wrong. Back in 1974, the DeFeo family lived there. 7 people, mom, dad, and 5 kids. On the night of November 13th, 3:15 a.m., their oldest son, Ronald Butch DeFeo, picked up a rifle and killed every single one of them while they were sleeping in their beds. 6 bodies, one night, same house. When the cops caught him, he said something that still creeps people out. "Yeah, I did it, but it wasn't really me. My body did it. My mind didn't. I heard voices in the house. They told me to do it." He tried to say he was insane. The court didn't buy it. He got life in prison, and he's still locked up. After that, the house stood empty. No one wanted it, but empty doesn't always mean alone. About a year later, in December 1975, a new family moved in. The Lutz family, George, Kathy, and their 3 kids. They bought the house cheap. Big place, big yard, great deal. No one really told them the full story. Only after they moved in, someone casually dropped, "Oh, by the way, a whole family was murdered here last year." Imagine hearing that after you've signed the papers. Still, they tried to act normal, tried to settle in. They lasted 28 days. That's it, less than a month. From day one, the kids started complaining. "Dad, why is this house so cold?" It wasn't winter kind of cold. It was the kind of cold that feels like it's coming from inside the walls, from under the floor, from something you can't see. George checked the heating. Everything was fine. Outside, the weather was normal. Inside, it felt like a freezer. Then came the smell. A thick, rotten odor. Not just in one room, in different spots of the house. They cleaned everything. Checked the basement, the pipes, the drains. Didn't matter. The smell came and went, like it had a mind of its own. A few days in, their youngest daughter, Missy, started talking to someone. She kept saying, "I'm playing with my friend Jody." But there were no other kids around. No neighbors' kids coming over. Nobody. Her parents were like, "Okay, imaginary friend. Fine. Kids do that. No big deal." But Missy would say things like, "Jody told me to do this. Jody doesn't like you. Jody wants me to stay here." And every time she talked about Jody, the room would feel just a little bit colder. One night around 2:30 a.m., their son Daniel got up to use the bathroom. He washed his hands, looked to his side, and saw a man standing next to him. But the way he later described that man, it didn't sound human at all. Around this time, doors started slamming by themselves. Windows opened and closed without any wind. Objects moved, things disappeared and reappeared in different rooms. George began having nightmares, his own kids getting hurt, dragged, possessed. Sleep wasn't safe. Being awake wasn't safe either. One afternoon, Kathy was in the kitchen cooking. The kids were outside in the yard where she could see them. Out of nowhere, she felt someone run past her, behind her, like a small kid sprinting through the room. She turned around. No one. She searched the whole house. Empty. But the feeling was so strong, so real, that it made her skin crawl. From then on, no room felt empty. You could sit alone and still feel breathing behind you, hear slow footsteps in the hallway, hear faint whispers inside the walls. They finally admitted to themselves, "We're not the only ones living in this house." By the time they'd hit 20 days, the house was going insane. Doors banging, windows rattling. Heavy footsteps like dozens of people walking around at the same time. Food spoiled overnight. Dark stains appeared on the walls and floors. Sometimes it looked like blood. Missy, the little girl, kept saying, "Jody is angry. Jody doesn't want you here." At this point, they knew this wasn't a game. Something was here, and it didn't want them. On the 28th night, everything peaked. The Lutz family never told every detail of that night publicly, but they said it was so bad, so terrifying, that they grabbed their kids in the middle of the night and ran. They didn't pack clothes, didn't take jewelry, didn't even switch off the lights. They left everything behind, a whole life, abandoned in one night. If nothing was happening, why would anyone walk away from a dream house like that? In America, if a haunting is that serious, there's one couple everyone calls: the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, the same investigators from the Conjuring movies. They came to the Amityville house. At first, they actually thought maybe the Lutz family is lying for money. So they did a full investigation. They blessed the house, walked through every room, set up cameras, audio recorders, everything. Most of the photos they took looked empty, except one. A picture taken in the hallway near a bedroom that showed the figure of a little boy, half hidden, peeking out. White, glowing eyes, solid shape, not see-through, not blurry. A lot of people believe it's one of the murdered DeFeo boys. After that, the Warrens said, "They're not lying. There is a demonic presence in this house. This haunting is real, and it is dangerous." They even recommended that the place shouldn't be sold as a normal home. But of course, people still bought it. Another family moved in later. They didn't last long either. They complained about seeing a small girl, strange people, hearing voices, feeling watched. And today, the house has been sold again for over $1 million. The people living there now, they don't talk to the media, no interviews, no comments. Maybe they're fine, or maybe they're living with something they can't explain and don't want the world to know about. The thing about a house like that is, you can remove the furniture, you can repaint the walls, you can kick out the humans, but you can't evict whatever died screaming inside those rooms. If those spirits are still there, they're not in a hurry. They're just waiting for footsteps on the stairs, waiting for a hand to switch off the light, waiting for someone new to lie down in the dark, right where they died. Follow Raza's conspiracy.